Hello and hello and welcome one more time. Hello and welcome to Talking Wrestling without Justin Davis. I am your host, Pondwater Dave. Joined with me, as always, is the First Lady of the Arn Anderson Fan Club, Miss Amy Vaughn. Amy, how are you tonight?
I'm fabulous. You see, I got my Arn Anderson shirt on from his graphic novel representing.
And I'd show the graphic novel, but I just took it off my desk and put it on my bookshelf today.
You know what? Mine is probably up on my bookshelf. Oh, here it is.
I think it's so amusing that me and Amy both wear pajama pants to do these shows.
Oops, did y'all see those?
Hey, I'm gonna bring in a guest.
Well, can I show something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
In this book, you notice right here on the page where he does the introducing of the Spine Buster.
If you're not watching on YouTube at pwdpod.com, Amy's showing her graphic novel, Arn Anderson's graphic novel, and where she is actually a character in the book. She makes a cameo.
They did a great job. That looks just like me.
They did.
Okay, that's all.
That's just pretty damn cool, Amy.
I think so too. I'm excited. I was pretty excited to have that done, and it looks like me, so I'm really happy.
Well, joining us now is one of my very best friends in the world. One half of the tag team that I managed, the Medics.
Ooh.
Please welcome to the show, Pocket Aces, Mike Page. What's going on, Mike?
Oh, he's muted.
Are you muted or?
No,
Look at Terry Weaver remembering Mike's been on before. I don't think I have any control over that, Mike. You're not muted. Can you hear me?
Nope. Maybe he's going to try back.
Well, I just took him. I'm going to. How about now? Drop off and reconnect.
Put my hat on. Like my horseman hat. I'm going to wear it tonight. It looks like a hard hat on me, though. This is what you get when you watch us live. Like, you get to see wardrobe changes. You get to see.
Amy's just showing off her. Amy's showing off all of her swag tonight. Look at you go, kid.
Exactly. Yeah, I can't get my headphones to work, so I'm just working off the mic of the computer, so I don't have to wear them. So I'm like, well, I'm going to wear my hat.
Well, the first 3 minutes have been wheels off for sure. I fumbled on the intro.
The great intro. You told me. Oh, yeah, I got a great intro.
I know. Words are hard.
Thank you, Allison Faye, with my awesome white hat. Yes, I do. We got great get. Look, Terry Weaver's with us, Mike Bober, Coach Keith. Coach Keith is just rolling in from from Tampa too. He went down there to the Top Guy get together.
We're going to talk about what went on in Tampa this weekend. They had the Royal Rumble. A lot of our friends were there, and we want to take a minute to wish our good friend Lex. Lex had a birthday at the Rumble. Lex got to sit in a suite. He got to hang out. He got to take signs, and he had a hell of a time. And we want to wish Lex a very, very happy birthday.
He came for the women.
He did. So happy birthday, Lex.
Yes, happy birthday. How old was he, Allison Faye?
Welcome back, Mike. Still nothing.
Huh.
Well, this is just discouraging.
17.
I don't have any control over it. He's on his phone. Oh, goodness. I thought you had his number. Oh, well. We're trying. We're doing a lot of editing in the first 6 minutes of the show. This is podcast. This happens when you go live sometimes.
I know. Well, do you want me to at least go over our results?
Yeah, let's hear how we did right off the bat.
Okay, well, we didn't do super great, but okay. So the first question was,
How we doing now, Mike?
Yeah, I got it on my phone. It works
No.
fine. iPad didn't.
He was probably ribbing us. He
How was
famously
it?
sat in the crowd when first time I was ever a ring announcer, and I was trying to read my lines off my phone, and I didn't. It was brand new, the first model of the iPhone, so I didn't know anything about airplane mode. And he just sat there and just kept calling me over and over again, so it would pop up on my screen, and I couldn't read what I was supposed to.
that's
So it would be like him to shoot the wheels off of the program early.
exactly. Oh, well.
Well, before we get started talking about the Rumble, Amy, go ahead and tell us how we did.
All righty. So the first question we had was who would be the first entrant into the Women's Royal Rumble? And none of us got that. None of us guessed Natalia. You said Nia, I said Becky, and Justin said Bailey. However,
did I say Nia or Natalia?
Do what?
Did I say Nia or Natalia?
You said Nia Jax.
Did I? Okay.
Well, I mean, that's what I thought. That's what I wrote down.
I remember talking about both of them, and I didn't know. I didn't think that Nia could go 62 minutes. So
Yeah, that's true. You did say that. Did you say? I don't remember you saying Natalia.
I thought I said Natty, but
Okay, well, we'll have to go back.
Hey, Jack, on your mind. You know you messed up.
That's right. I did pick the correct person who won the Women's Royal Rumble. I said Bailey, and she did win. You said Liv Morgan. Of course, she
came
very
close.
second to last. And then Justin said Bianca, who was also there at the very end. So, I mean, we definitely knew who all was going to be at the very end. I personally thought the Women's Royal Rumble was the best thing on the show. I mean, I just really liked the mixture of NXT people, Jade coming in, Naomi came back, Liv Morgan came back. I just really thought, and again, that one, I didn't feel like we exactly knew. I don't even think we could go down to the fact that the three of us all picked three different women to win who were very credible. And at the very end, I really think there could have been, discussions about 5 or 6 of those women winning.
Oh yeah, without question.
I think we all kind of knew it was going to be either Punk or Cody that won the Men's Royal Rumble. I don't feel like there was really anybody else in that conversation.
Gunther, maybe.
Yeah,
I really thought they'd go with Gunther because I didn't think Cody or Punk needed to win the Rumble.
Well, and maybe Gunther. He could have been there.
Who did I say was going to win?
What, the men's?
Yeah, I thought I said Gunther.
Yeah, you did. I said Cody, so I won that one too.
Look at
Justin
you.
said LA Knight, and you said Gunther. But we also thought if The Rock showed up, we thought he would win. But he didn't show up. So
yep.
We all thought Logan Paul was going to win, and we were correct. We all thought Roman was going to win.
And I loved the finish. I really loved the finish on that match.
Logan Paul, Kevin Steen, or Kevin. Yes, I do too.
It's great.
That old school brass knuck spot. I loved it.
Exactly.
The ref sold it good. The ref really sold it good. 1, 2. Oh my God!
Yeah, it was perfect. You could see the knucks in the camera, and you could see the ref's line of sight. I thought it was shot very well.
Yeah,
I even remember that was. I don't normally think, wow, I don't really analyze WWE's camera angles that much, but it was just so visually appealing how they there
That's
was
where
no doubt
they.
what the referee saw. I mean, it was brilliant
And
That's
I-
why
directing.
WWE is because they know every camera. They're watching. They're on par. Like I hate to admit, like AEW, a guy's jumping to the outside and they got a picture of the ref standing there, doing nothing. They're not catching the rights.
Right. And I do think that was the perfect thing for Logan Paul. It's almost like, okay, I've kind of gotten in over my head, with the wrestling. I haven't been doing it very long. And I'm in here with Kevin Owen, who is a veteran. And I had to do something dastardly, which is a perfect thing for Logan Paul to do. And so I think that was just,
Well, he used brass knucks to win the title.
I know that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying he runs his mouth. I mean, he is good, but he got in with somebody that was better and like he had to cheat. I think that is, Logan Paul's
You-
not there to be liked. Like people don't like him in the wrestling. So I think that that's perfect that he cheated to keep his title. That's what I meant.
You cut out, Mike.
Um,
What were you saying?
That's like he knew he couldn't win fair and square, so he had to resort to other tactics.
Exactly.
Right. And
Exactly.
I refereed a match Saturday night that I had to take the brass knuckles away from the wrestler.
Really?
My favorite is when you win the match with the brass knuckles, hide it under your armpit. When the referee raises your hand, then the brass knuckles fall off. That's my favorite.
Did that
Well-
happen to you, Mike, when you were working the circuits? Did you do that?
Reps, I had that. Yeah, those finishes a couple times.
Really? What do? You can't do you reverse it right there, or do you?
Yes.
You do. You
you-
reverse the
Yeah, you reverse the decision.
because I'm sure
Mine
the
was a little
crowd's all
different.
pointing.
I was able to put my arm up and stop his arm from hitting him. And then I had it under and I was pulling and I had my back to him and I was trying to pull the brass knuckles off his hand. But unbeknownst to me, he did like a mule kick and kicked APOC in the dingus and twigs and
didn't cut
berries.
yours?
And then I turned around and made the 3 count after I secured the brass knucks.
So let me ask you this. Why would you not just go ahead and call it as a disqualification?
If he would have hit him with them, I would have.
He didn't hit him.
He didn't hit him with them. I prevented that.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So you took them off of them.
You don't
But
ever nobody ever disqualifies anybody for bringing a chair in the ring until they hit somebody with it.
Right. But
I'm a little over officious sometimes, and
Okay.
I got involved. And truth be told, it's on me for missing the brass knucks when I checked him before the match.
Right. He had them on him before. No one gave them, like no one slipped them
He
to
pulled
him.
him out of his knee pad.
Mm.
He pulled him out in front of me.
So who trained you to check people? I mean, that you're missing brass knucks in a knee pad, Dave. That's like basic 101, right?
Lance Archer.
No,
I don't
I'm not-
remember. I kind of was just giving a few pointers.
Oh, just barely tap.
Actually,
or
you'd be
whatever.
surprised that checking wrestlers before the ring, it was really not. There's not a lot of places that still do that.
Really?
It's for to cut time down. We just normally would go right into it.
Right. Well, that's true.
I still check, but not well. But hey, you live, you learn.
The effort was there. Now you need to really check those knee pads.
My checking of King Rob Love was lackluster.
Should be fined for that. $10,000 fine.
I mean, I agree. I mean, the ref has got to, you can't take shortcuts, Pondwater. Come on now. You're
Yeah,
the authority in the ring.
I'm old.
Word short
I'm
and
just
Dave.
slack.
That's
I'm an
no joke.
elderly. I'm an elderly. Okay.
Oh, Lord. Well, I will say this, even though you're elderly, you did pick the first entrant into the Royal Rumble, and it was Jey Uso. That was so given. I don't know why I didn't think
Did
about
I really
Jey.
get that right?
Yeah, you said Jey Uso would be the first entrant.
Yeah. I didn't pull that out of my ass at all.
Well, but it makes total sense. Jay
the
and
booking-
Jimmy being the first two entrants.
Yeah, Jay and Jimmy. I thought that was a good way to start the. I didn't expect it to be Jimmy. I might have expected it to be Solo, but I didn't expect it to be Jimmy.
Hmm.
And so I thought, that was I thought it started off well.
Oh, definitely, definitely. So, what else did you think about the men's Royal Rumble?
Honestly,
No, lie to us.
no. It did. I'm sitting here, and I loved Braun Breaker. I thought Braun Breaker came in and did a tremendous job.
Hmm.
I thought he made a statement. I would have never picked Dirty Dom to be the one to get him out of the ring, but it was kind of on. It was on core. It was on brand for Dom the way that he got him out of the ring. So
Definitely. Did you take notes?
Kofi. Not Kofi. Kofi surprised me. Kofi's normally more spectacular at a Royal Rumble match.
Mm-hmm.
When he was eliminated the way he was eliminated, it's like they did, because you can't go to the well too many times with him keeping his feet off the floor.
Right.
And they didn't. They didn't do it, and so I was kind of wondering. And I'm trying to think. I saw somebody else go over the top rope. Might have been Ricochet. I'm not sure that when Ricochet went to the floor that he was supposed to go to the floor yet. That flip, the way that he flipped out and went. As a matter of fact, it looked like I was worried about how he landed on that one leg.
Yeah.
Because he was so close that I wasn't sure that flip over, he wasn't supposed to land on the apron. And I'm not sure he went out too far and missed the apron.
Right.
I questioned whether that was his time to leave in that match.
That is one of the things that if we ever get Bruce Pritchard, to talk about current stuff, I would love to know in past instances who was not supposed to be eliminated. Like you said, who had an accidental, was supposed to hang on the ropes and missed it, or it was sweaty or whatever. Like, I think that would be interesting to hear. And like you said, Ricochet, like who, yeah, with that Pat Mac, I don't even know why they did that. It just
That was a waste of us.
Well,
yes,
I thought
it really was.
I liked it. I like Pat McAfee though.
No,
I do too.
But the way that he got in the ring, got up and went to the ring and looked at Omos and and then climbed out of the ring and then got back in and then thought better of it. I kind of like the spot, and I don't feel. I don't feel shortchanged by somebody else not being in there, because I thought it was a neat little. I thought it was a neat little Pat McAfee spot, and I think I liked how he did it better than if he would have just actually wrestled and got thrown out.
Right. Mike, why
Fair
didn't you like it? Mike, why didn't you like it? I just said, why didn't you like it?
There's so many other talents, like you got Gallows and Anderson that could have taken a spot that would have been in it. But then I could say that about JD and R-Truth again. R-Truth, his spot in the women's was awesome. That was greatness, but he didn't need to waste a spot in the men's too.
Well, I love the way that he did it though, not knowing it was a Rumble, and he got in and did it like a tag match.
Tag was great. That tag was great.
Man, R-Truth could have.
Yeah.
I am all in on R-Truth right now. That guy. It's like Allison Faye says this in our group chat a lot, that R-Truth is a national treasure and needs to be protected.
Yes.
Even Monday night, he was talking about that the Judgment Day was family, and that Damian Priest was that, or Damian, I don't remember what he called him, but he said that Damian Priest pointed out to him that you're older than I am.
He's like the older brother. Finn was a crazy uncle.
He had it, and I knew they were going to beat the crap out of him, and it was coming. But
oh yeah, well, I like
the other day. I finally saw him laugh, and he just broke. Who was it that did that?
What's
Finn
that?
was laughing when they're all standing up there. Are you talking
Oh,
about last night at Raw?
Damian Priest slapped. I think he broke JD the other day.
Oh, he might have.
Somebody broke our. That's hard.
Oh, broke our truth.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know.
Was the Miz the one that did it?
it was the Miz, I think.
So while we're on the subject, do we think that the Miz and our truth are going to lift the tag titles at WrestleMania?
I
I
wish.
need to see that.
Or do you think that's the match at WrestleMania?
I wish they'd split those tags up at least.
What do you think why wouldn't they maybe do Elimination Chamber?
That might be it. They may wrestle and not get the belts.
Yeah.
But let's break down the men's rumble. We had Jey Uso come in to start it. He lasted 23. He lasted 23 spots.
Mm-hmm.
And he was eliminated by Gunther. I don't know if there's any storytelling in there. Our main event, Jay may try to go after the Intercontinental Championship. I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know if I see that coming from Gunther eliminating him. Jimmy Uso was in for 12, and Braun Breaker got him. Grayson Walker came in. He only lasted one spot, and Carmelo Hayes put him out. The line of the night was when my wife said, "I thought that Carmelo was a woman."
Carmelo and Carmella. Hey, it's female.
Welcome back, Andrade. Andrade came out. I loved the presentation. I loved the mask that he was wearing. I felt like they treated it like a big deal that Andrade was back.
Mm-hmm.
To my imagination, or did they say he was a second generation wrestler?
I feel like they were making about that. I thought they said that about Santos Escobar.
Because I don't think I'd ever heard Andrade referred to that way. He lasted 8 spots and got eliminated by Bronson Reed. Carmelo came out.
I like what he did with Santos, though. That little spot, and Santos tried to hug him and stuff, and he just kind of blew it off. So it looks like we got something brewing there.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be good. I'm a huge fan of Andrade. I actually, when they used him in AEW, liked how they used him. I didn't think that they didn't use him enough, but I think that he was really strong when they did use him. Carmelo Hayes, the NXT came in, which lasted 6 spots. Then Finn Balor put him out. Shinsuke Nakamura came in, lasted 9 spots, and was eliminated by Cody. That's what's been going around the horn. Him and Cody were having bull rope matches on the road. Santos Escobar came in, lasted 2 spots, and was put out by Carlito.
That was cool.
How did Carlito put him out? Oh, never mind.
Blew an apple in his face.
I know, but he wasn't because he wasn't in on my list yet. Sorry. Got out there on that stuff again. Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross comes in, lasts 4 spots, and was put out by Bobby Lashley, which is, that feud's going on. Shout out to JD Hoop for designing Bobby Lashley's gear.
I liked it. I like him in white and gold.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. The great JD Hoop, who also designed our logo.
Yes, and he also did LA Knights and Jade Cargill's
and Cody Rhodes.
He did all their outfits.
And
amazingly talented.
The Dirty Dominic Mysterio came in, lasted 21 spots, and got put out by "Look in My Eyes. What do you see? I'm old and prone to injury." CM Punk.
Stop it. Don't be messing with Punk.
Carlito, Caribbean Cool, came in, made it 3 spots and was eliminated by Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley, when he came in, made it 5 spots before Karrion Kross eliminated him. Wait a minute.
What?
If Karrion Kross made it 4 spots and was eliminated, did Karrion Kross come back in the ring and eliminate Lashley after he'd been eliminated?
I do believe that's what happened. Like pulled him off, pulled him out, pulled him off the ring or something. Yeah, Karrion Kross did because that's how they started fighting.
I may or may not have took a nap during some of this match.
It's okay.
Ludwig Kaiser came in, made it 10 spots before being eliminated by Kofi.
Do you know who his girlfriend is?
I do.
Stratton.
Huh?
Hey, Stratton.
Tiffany Stratton.
Let's give a golf clap for Ludwig Kaiser. Good work, my friend.
Very good work.
Austin Theory came in before being eliminated by Cody Rhodes. Made it 7 spots. Finn Balor went 13 spots before Braun Breaker took him out. Cody Rhodes came in, and of course, we know he won. Made it 43 minutes and 21 seconds. Bronson Reed came in, lasted 14 spots, and was eliminated by Omos. Kofi made it 11 spots, was eliminated by Gunther, which Kofi is probably the one that's going after Gunther next.
Doesn't he have a week for it? Did they already announce that for Raw next week?
I believe so. They definitely. Ivar went 15 spots for Braun Breaker. How impressive is Ivar?
He went 15 spots.
Ivar is so. I mean, he doesn't move like a man his size.
No.
I mean, it's almost. I mean, it's just incredible what he can do. They've been featuring him a lot lately, and he's been very, very impressive.
Can I just say I liked them better as War Machine, War Raiders, whatever they were called before.
War Machine is. I liked him as War Machine.
Yeah.
Rowan Hansen.
Yes.
War Machine.
War Machine. They weren't War Raiders. I don't know what I got.
They were the Raiders were. I think they were the Viking Raiders.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Okay, I like War Machine definitely.
Braun Breaker, 18 spots before Dominic got him.
So, do you think Braun Breaker now stays on the main roster? Does he go back down to the next team?
Well, let's wait and see. Oh, yes, Nick Aldis said that he's going to speak to him Friday night on SmackDown.
That's right.
Because he got a little chippy with Pierce. Like, I'll let you have all these SmackDown talents tonight, and then you're going to sign Andrade.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Good for Braun.
So, but he got eliminated by Tom and Nick Mysterio. Then Omos comes in and stays in 17 spots before Braun got him. Pat McAfee, we talked about, got in 38 seconds later. He thought better and left. JD McDonough went 19 spots and got eliminated by Jey Uso. R-Truth got eliminated by Damian Priest, but he stayed in for 20 spots. The Miz for 22 spots before falling to Gunther. Damian Priest 25 spots before Sami Zayn got him. CM Punk 29 spots, was eliminated by Cody Rhodes after 21 minutes and 45 seconds, and unfortunately suffered a torn tricep and will be out 4 to 6 months. So
again,
and I mean that guy's snake bit with injuries. I had a little fun at his expense with his theme song, but I don't wish no bad. I don't wish no bad on him. And
I think though,
right the first time.
Well, and the promo that ended up happening on Raw between him and Drew McIntyre, I think was phenomenal. I think that's a great little setup. I love how, no spoiler alert,
It's
maybe
Drew's
our-
fault. Drew said he prayed for it and it happened. And that did a lot for that did a lot for my faith, y'all.
But again, you thought he was coming out. He says, I've been fired from this company. Like you thought maybe Drew was going to do something different because again, we all know this was a legit injury. I mean, it wasn't like it was fake or anything. And so you thought that maybe he was really coming out to say something. And then he goes, I prayed for it. And
Yeah, when he did, and I was like, because I was kind of getting lost in it. Like, because I know Drew's trying to have an edge about him. And he's hard to, I mean, he's such a good guy. You hate to hate him.
exactly.
And he really hadn't done anything yet to really overly make me want to hate him. And I mean, he still hasn't. But
that was still pretty. That was a great.
But it was a great promo, and he has amped up his heel game as of destroying Punk.
Definitely. That was basically taking chicken shit and making chicken salad, right? I mean, that was a great.
I don't know that in my 40 years of being a wrestling fan that I've ever heard a wrestler tell a wrestler that I prayed for your injury.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. That was kind of I mean, he dusted. I mean, he didn't dust something off. He came, but that you just don't hear that.
And he was just as solemn saying that, like you said.
I mean, it's just matter of factly, man. I prayed for it. It came.
It came true. I mean, that was great. Sorry. So Punk came in. I do like that they let Cody come in number 15 and not waited until 26, 27. Because I think again that puts a little bit more credibility of him coming in and fighting his way, through people and not just, showing up at 30 or whatever. I think, bless his heart, I think Sammy at 30 was not what people were hoping for because there were no surprises really. I mean, I think that, and I understand that's one of the greatest things about the Royal Rumble is that you really don't know who, you're expecting a surprise somewhere. And I don't really know if it was there. But you've got a stacked roster and you have NXT. You have these people. I mean, again, I agree with Mike. I think the Pat McAfee spot should have gone to someone else.
Who?
I don't know, but it was or they should have done it at number, 16. Like, why are we doing that towards the end? That was really like he was like number 24, right?
Yeah. I mean, is there anybody that just sticks out to you that you're like, dang, I wish I would have seen them in there. I mean, unless maybe they could have used a TNA talent. Maybe Moose could have made an appearance.
I mean, look at Solo. Randy Orton's there, Doc Gallows. I mean,
we didn't see Otis or Chad Gable, and they declared for the Royal Rumble. I just think if they would have, I would have liked to see it earlier. Like is that kind of like a, we're just trying to get us moving us through. Yeah, Trick Williams. That would have. I mean, he's
okay
from NXT. I just didn't. There was nothing there. Nobody wants to see Pat McAfee get, take a boot kicked out of the ring. Like it just. I don't know.
I like how it was executed.
It was.
I mean,
I get it. I guess I can see both sides. It hit for me.
Okay.
But I am a huge Pat McAfee fan.
Yeah. Well, no, and I like him too. I wish it was either earlier.
I'm super excited that he's
going
to be on Raw going forward.
Do what?
I'm super excited he's going to be on Raw going forward.
Yeah. I mean, and again, I'm sure that's the reason, why, because he's going to do that. But, I definitely think that when you get down to 24, 25, 26, like.
Oh, Heather Whitley's giving us an update that we haven't.
I don't want Otis to have a family emergency.
Otis left because of a family. It could have been an Otis spot because he had to leave the Rumble because of a family emergency. So they might have come up with that on the fly. They may have, and it may be like Pat McAfee said, it could have come down in his headset. He found out as it happened. Well, he might have been instructed. He might have been instructed, go do that and come back and sit down and finish the show.
Maybe so. Maybe so. And again, if that would make more sense of like why you would have it so
Get out
late.
from under there.
Yeah, he had on cowboy boots. I was really, oh, his mother passed away. Oh, God. Poor, was it Heather? Was it expected? Like Heather knows. So, like, was his mother sick, or was it just something out of the blue?
Thoughts and prayers go out to Otis for
No
losing his mom.
kidding.
Man, that's sad.
Go to Heather for all your WWE
Thank you,
needs.
Heather.
Yes, that's so
Well, we're
sad.
Academy. How bad was Maxine in that ring?
I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh, she was hospice. Okay. I
She
mean,
needs
you
some
know,
more work. She does. She's green. She's pretty green. She's trying.
She's
But I
trying,
think-
and she is a valet, but as a wrestler, no.
Right. Well, and like, you know what? I did like kind of the vignettes they had with her and Otis and Gable, like trying to show her different things. I think that probably allowed people to be a little bit more lenient, or a little bit more, like you said, give her a little bit more grace, because in this particular situation, because she was. Can we also talk about how amazing Chelsea Green was? Like, that was phenomenal. Like, her spots were.
Let's get into the women's.
memorable.
Let's get into the women's and get to it.
I'm
then.
sorry.
No, I mean, let's go ahead and get to the women's.
Mike said no and left.
We started out the women's with Natalya is correctly protected by me, unless anybody can go back to last week's episode and prove me wrong. I'm riding with it.
Okay, you can have it.
Natalya came in. Natalya lasted three spots, was eliminated by her tag team partner, Tegan Knox. Second, we had the return of Naomi, Trinity Fatu.
Glowworm.
Yeah. With her all fluorescent and fresh off of her run as the Impact Knockouts champion.
And I think that was a great way to welcome her back, letting her be second to where you get the entrance and because I think that was a really, I think that the first two spots, because they get their entrances for the men and women's, like, it's great when it's very high energy, music and whatever, like, so I really think that was a great spot for her music wise, her entrance wise. She kind of comes out and gets the crowd going. But again, just because she was back, I think it allowed people to, I don't know what they were saying, welcome back, or
I'd like to see her. I'd like to see her sharpen her persona.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see her take her spot in the bloodline with her husband, because it seems like every faction's got a woman in it now. So you can offset Rhea. You can offset Rhea. You can offset Maxine Dupree. You can offset who's the other one?
Mitchin in OC.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I can't remember her name because it's Mia Yim to me. But so I'm saying I'd like to see, but she may be extremely popular with kids with all that glowing. So.
Well, and do you really want the bloodline to, like, how long do you want the bloodline to go?
Well, I'm just saying it's not going anywhere. I'm just saying that it's not I don't want to ignore. Let's not ignore that's man's wife. You're going to put her in adverse situations, and they're just going to sit there and watch her get her ass kicked by management or whoever. That whole thing made no sense when Sonya Deville was a GM, a co-GM, picking on her, but her husband's in the bloodline and they run the place. Like, Roman's got all the stroke in the world, and we're gonna let that go. So, it just was. I thought that they could have done so much more with her at that point, like putting her under the bloodline umbrella and protecting her, and maybe putting Sonya Deville in her place. It would have been a great story.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's very
Number
true.
3, Bayley. And I'm gonna give Bayley props, y'all. as y'all know, if y'all listen to me over anything, I've never really been a Bailey fan, but I got to admit that Bailey's probably doing the best work of her career,
Definitely.
and I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see where it's going to go. I don't believe she's going after Rhea. I think that something's going to happen with Damage Control, and
Oh,
she's gonna,
definitely.
or maybe she's going to say she's going with Rhea, and then snatch it back and go after EO, because there's going to be. They teased it and they got away from it, and I think that it's coming that the Damage Control is going to turn on her.
Definitely.
One of those posters. We're going to bring it up that she's going to turn. No, they're not going to turn. Bring it back up, back and forth, and there's tension. Then there's not tension. It just makes you, it keeps you on your toes.
I felt
Definitely.
like that they quit teasing that they were going to turn on her when Charlotte Flair got hurt, because I truly believed that. I don't know so much about Sasha Banks, but I did truly believe that Bailey and Charlotte and Becky would have teamed up against Damage Control.
Mm-hmm.
3-on-3, 3 of the 4 horsewomen. I think that's where that was going. And
Stardom.
when Charlotte got hurt, I think that they quit teasing the turn.
Sure.
But I kind of feel like that's starting to get there now.
Mm-hmm.
Candice LeRae. Love Candice LeRae. She came in, lasted 2 spots, and Bailey, Asuka, and Kairi Sane threw her out. And then we had a surprise. The TNA knockout champ, Jordan Grace, showed up and she lasted 7 spots before Bianca put her out, but she's physically impressive. Impressive. I mean, her body transformation from where she was to where she is. I mean, I watched the Rumble with my grandkids, and they were, wow, look at her.
Mm-hmm.
I think she had a good showing. I think they treated her. I think commentary treated her like she was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
She was elevated right there.
Immediately.
WWE Universe didn't know who she was. She got a good pop. She had some good spots in there, especially the spot with Trinity. Her elimination was well done. I think it worked out well for everybody.
Oh, definitely.
And I mean, you look at, she was in there with Bianca, and Bianca's super strong too.
You want to hit play
Hang on. We're producing on the fly. Did you put it up for me to play?
No, I don't know how to get it up there.
Okay, Dave, who do you think is going to be the first entrant into the Women's Royal Rumble?
Nia Jax. The producer's on punishment now.
I love the producer. So awesome.
Hey, I got the men right.
That's not what you were bragging about, was being right about Natty. Whatever.
Well, y'all could tell from the way I opened the show, I can't talk. And sometimes my words don't work.
That's very true.
All right. Anyway, and I thought she was in there. Let's talk about the women that were in this match.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Grace, Ivy Nile.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Grace, Ivy Nile, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, Tiffany Stratton, Zoe Starks.
Shayna Baszler was in there.
But Shayna Baszler's stocky, but she's not jacked.
Well,
but those are 6 that we're talking about right now that are jacked.
Yes.
I mean, physical specimens.
Definitely.
That the women, it's not like it used to be. I mean, they were so physically intimidating, powerful women. And that spot that Bianca was pressing somebody and Jade Cargill was pressing somebody and they were facing off pressing. That was, man. But in AEW, Jade was a giant amongst, can y'all think of anybody? are we thinking about anybody that stands out as a body person in AEW? No disrespect to their ladies, but
I mean, no, Chris Statlander. I mean, she's pretty muscular. Just sitting there thinking, but she's also very tall comparatively to the other ladies on AEW. No,
One that did defeat Jade after all.
right.
Or the TV.
But just the eye test. I mean, that when you see her that she's somebody.
right.
She's got that. I mean, she's just that aura about her, and she still got it. But she was in the ring with several other women that got it too.
Definitely.
So
I hope that they do not go with Jade and Bianca right away. Like, I think that they need to let that, I mean, because they did kind of have the face off, and I know.
Oh, they need to put them as a team. They need to put them as a team and then turn one of them. And then make that work. They just can't hate each other.
Titles.
I don't want to see them shake hands and have a good competitive match right off the bat. Plus, Jade needs. I want them to get Jade a little better before she has that match.
I do like the idea of maybe going for the tag team titles.
See, if they team up now, then Bianca can get the Ricky Morton heat, and then Jade comes in for the Robert Gibson, does a few things, and it protects her from not showing her weakness yet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I was gonna, I think that they would really be doing her a disservice if they gave her a match and it wasn't against Natalya.
Yeah, and
I think Natalya could get a good match out of her.
I was really surprised that Natalya left so early, because I do feel like she's one of those ring generals that could help maybe navigate what was going on in the ring with some of your younger talent that have never been in a Royal Rumble. I don't know. I just was surprised. I mean, I'm glad she started off, but I thought she might have hung out for a little bit longer than she did, because you did have a lot of talent come in. I think they even said she'd been in the most Royal Rumble matches, of any woman. So I don't know. I just thought they might let her hang around a little bit and kind of help in the ring as needed. But I mean, not that they needed a lot of help, but I was surprised.
Next, we had Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell came in, who was wearing gear that was designed by JD Hoop, by the way.
I didn't know that one was awesome.
Yeah, she didn't last long and got tossed by Bailey. No, Indy Hartwell didn't. My good friend Clint Stevenson, Sports Gear, did hers.
Oh, okay.
Bailey eliminated her. Asuka came in, made it 6 spots, and then Katana Chance and Caden Carter, who they took the tag belts from, eliminated her. Ivy Nile came in, made it 10 spots before being eliminated by Nia Jax. Katana Chance, 13 spots by Nia Jax. Bianca Belair eventually got eliminated by Bailey. So impressed with that ponytail, the strength of that ponytail, because they put some pulling on that ponytail.
There was a lot of her hair around the ring. I don't know if you noticed that. A lot of her hair weave, whatever, had come out. So,
man,
right.
Trinity or Naomi's eyelashes fall out somewhere in there too.
Yes, I don't know how she was wrestling with that.
I can remember as a youth that there was 2 women that were going to wrestle, and the referee made them wipe their makeup off.
Really?
Yeah, they took a towel and had to wipe. Said, "Get that off." And I'd only remember it once, and I've never seen it again. But at the time, I thought, and it might have been a WWE deal, because I want to say, and I know I'm not making this up, that Gorilla said that the ref did that because it blocks up the pores and they can't sweat. I don't know. It
sounds like Bronco at it again. No, I don't know.
Anyway, next we had Bianca Belair. She got eliminated by Bailey. Kairi Sane came in, 5 spots, and Kaden Carter got her.
I thought Bianca got eliminated by Tiffany Stratton. No, someone was
think Ba-
pulling Bianca's hair out of the ring. Was that not Tiffany Stratton?
I think that Bailey's the one that. I think Tiffany Stratton was doing it, but I think Bailey's the one that gave her the push and sent them both out.
Right.
Okay, maybe so. Okay.
Then Tegan Knox got eliminated by Bailey. Caden Carter got eliminated by Piper Niven. Chelsea Green, 14
great.
spots before the man got her, Becky Lynch.
Why was Piper Nivens wearing a Viking outfit? That's not normally what she wears.
It's a gladiator outfit.
Gladiator?
Looked more like a
Okay,
gladiator.
maybe I just missed it. Okay, because I'm
But
like,
Chelsea
really?
Green
Yeah,
made it
Viking.
14 spots. Piper Niven made it 12 spots, and Nia Jax got her. Zia Lee was eliminated after 9 spots by Nia Jax. Zelina Vega went 17 spots before Baszler and Zoe Stark got her. Maxine Dupree, 11 spots, and Bailey got her. Nia Jax went 21 spots before she was eliminated by Jade Cargill. Very impressive. Jade Cargill manhandled her.
Jade Cargill eliminated her by herself.
Picked
and
her up.
In the past, it's taken 8 or 9 people to, get out Nia Jax.
I mean, she didn't like push her over the top rope. She went over there and she picked her up and put her over the top rope.
Exactly.
We haven't ever seen her manhandled that way. And that was Jade Cargill's so impressive. Shotzi went 20 spots before Nia got her. Becky Lynch, 24 spots, and Naomi and Jade Cargill got rid of her. Alba Fry, 16
Fire.
spots, and Naomi got him. Is it Fire?
Oh, is it Fire?
Fyre.
Fire. That's how Southerners say. Fire.
Since she's on SmackDown, I swear to God, I didn't know who this woman was. I'm sorry, I just didn't.
It was Kylie Ray in NXT UK.
Oh, that's Kylie Ray?
Haley Ray.
Kaylee Ray, okay.
I don't think she's been very long. I thought she was NXT and looked up and it said she was on the SmackDown. So it must not have been very long that she's been on SmackDown.
Yeah, they got moved up.
Gotcha. Shayna Baszler was eliminated by Nia Jax after 18 spots. Valhalla made it 15 spots by the Nia Jax got her. Michin went 19 spots and Nia Jax got her. Nia Jax was on a mission. Zoe Starks was 22 and got eliminated by Liv Morgan. Roxanne Perez with 23 spots. She came in from NXT to be eliminated by Tiffany Stratton. Jade Cargill, 28 and was eliminated by Liv Morgan. Tiffany Stratton, 27, was eliminated by Bailey. So Bailey got her and Bianca at the same time.
Okay.
Liv Morgan was eliminated by Bailey. Bailey went 1 hour and 3 minutes and 3 seconds, setting a record for the most time in a Royal Rumble. I thought it was a fantastic performance. I thought that the Women's Rumble was hands down the best thing on the show.
I agree.
Second to, with a close second being Logan Paul and Kevin Owens.
That was a good
for
one.
me.
The other thing that I absolutely love about the Women's Royal Rumble and have for a little bit is that the diversity of the women coming out. They all have different color hair. They all have different color gear, like their personas and the personalities are very different. They're jacked. They're not, like the diversity of women characters that the WWE has between them and NXT is just really, it's just so great to see everybody being represented like that. Chauncey has green hair, and Xyla Lee has whatever she has with her, it just, like I said, there for a long, long time, for women anyway, it was blonde that came out every time. So like I said, I just love that they have all these different characters and personalities. It's just really, really a good time to be a woman wrestler.
Terry Weaver said women's, Paul Owens, men's, and then the 4-way. And I'm exactly right on. I'm on board with that. Just like you,
Right.
Terry. That was
Yeah.
well. That's how I liked it. I thought the finish on while the timing was perfect on the 4-way. I'm
Well,
just tired. I'm
again,
tired of seeing that finish.
there was nobody that believed Roman was losing. Like there was no reason to watch.
Well, the
that.
problem is we not only thought that he wasn't losing, we knew there was no disqualification, and we knew how he wasn't going to lose.
Right. Oh yeah, we knew there would be solo something. Yeah, definitely.
I think that the smart move would have been is have Roman overcome the adversity this time. Have him pin somebody.
Mm-hmm.
One of them let one of them guys eat the pin. Roman beat him. No outside interference. He stepped up in that 4-way. Then he goes to WrestleMania strong against Cody.
Very true. That's a good idea.
Or if Cody still goes, unless they change the plan and Cody goes for Seth instead.
That was an interesting twist too.
But everything Seth said was 100% accurate.
Oh, definitely.
I've been
Yes.
saying it all along. It don't matter how many days he's champion. He don't ever defend the title. It's worth a truckload of dead rats at a tampon factory. That title is not worth anything.
But
Don't
in
let you
Cody
like-
advantage on Seth's title.
I think Cody ought to win Seth's on Saturday night and win Roman's on Sunday and
and
unify.
then
'em.
unify 'em.
Well, hell, didn't Roman already unify 2 titles, and then they created another one?
Well,
But
that's
the one
very
that they
true.
created in 247 days has become the title. I mean, Seth, that's all they got to do is just make it important. And then Roman's is only important to Roman.
So again, that's one of the things that I really love about this creative right now is that yes, we all thought that Cody was going to win, finish his story, but now you know what I mean? Like everybody thought it was going to be Roman. They definitely give you great reasonings behind why it should be Seth and that title. And, Cody played it very well too, of like really thinking about everything that he's saying and how, like you said, this is the blue collar title. This is the title, that's for part-timers in Hollywood. And this is the title you really want, and
Yeah, Mike, how do you feel about the creative where they openly crap on the other title?
I don't. I don't. It's just, I get it, but everything should be elevated. And I always, Gary Hart way, it's like you build up your opponent. You don't dog him. It's like, oh, you're a piece of shit. Well, if I beat you, I just beat a piece of shit. If I lose to you, I beat by a piece of shit. So Gary
Right.
Hart, Heyman's good about that too. Build up the opponents. You should.
Well, he's like, but I don't think they crapped on him so much about his ability as they did that he's just never there. Even Triple H crapped on it. Said, hey, he got the contract. I don't blame him, but he's never here. So, I mean, it's like it almost makes you wonder. But I mean, if they really had a problem with how little he's there, they could have already took the belt off of him.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been all too happy to leave the belt on him. And I come from an era that you got to defend that at least once every 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
Days.
And I would have never had a problem if Roman would have come in. I'm just here for my mandatory defense, and then they try, just a local guy, whoever town they're in, and just have him. Or you could try a guy in that's supposed to be an easy match that you're wanting to give a shot to, and let him. He's got a puncher's chance that you think he might actually win the title before he doesn't, and that was a close one. And now Roman's made a young guy, but he could come in enough. Just I'm fulfilling my 30-day obligation, and he just destroys some job enhancement guy.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, remember this one? We've beat every single tag team out there. The Von Erichs are low on the list. We're going to fight the Cosmic Cowboys.
Yeah.
I like
there was
that.
so much
That's funny.
there was so much you could do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Just to, and it would actually generate some heat. But it's just this is like he's been
He's
champion
defending it.
for all
This
these
guy is-
days, and he's this number on the list, but he's only defended the title less than 60 times. Less than 60 times. And
Mm-hmm.
so everything Seth Rollins said about his belt is 100% true. Also, speaking of belts, if you need a belt,
Ooh,
how
that's
about
nice.
how about looking at big time belts? Palmetto Championship Wrestling just had this beauty made.
That is a nice. I like that.
I believe that this is the best belt that Big Time Belts, Muhammad Zubair, has produced. I mean, look at that. This is a custom belt. It's stacked plates. It's an incredible design. I've seen the pictures of all the pieces before they were all put together. There's multiple pieces to this belt. This is a very complex belt. I'm always talking to you about some of the more simple designs. You know, I've always telling you that with big time belts, they have high quality and low prices. But when you want to do something pretty special, they're there for you too. Look at that. I mean that backing is incredible.
Mhm.
Uh,
And this is PCW. So that is going to
ECW
be,
Palmetto Championship Wrestling.
that's going to be warm. And like you said, that's a very nice belt. That means something when you're walking down the ring with it. I mean,
The
that's
guy
very
that-
nice.
The guy that ordered it for his promotion is very, very proud of it, and it's I'm proud of it too. That's why I didn't play the video this week. I wanted to show y'all what big time belts can do for you. Don't send your champion to the ring with a toy belt that you made some stickers and stuck on.
Mm-hmm.
There's no point in it. I mean, what you can get just a simple belt for. This is very complex, but you can get you a simple belt. I mean, I'm sitting here holding.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting here holding. This is one of his more simple belts that he's made.
Right.
It's for my granddaughter's softball team. When they get a home run or something, those girls are proud because we've played teams where they hit a home run and somebody comes out of the dugout with a tiara and they put the tiara on the kid and they all pose around and get pictures but when you take one of these and you throw it over your shoulder, you know, that's something. How would you like to have something like this if you won your fantasy football league? I mean, for a very reasonable amount of money, you can have a championship belt made. And what if you just want to walk around the house because you think you're a badass? Just throw that over there and, you know, walk up to your old lady and say, "Hey, baby, the champ's here." Do that.
Talking about
Yeah, Russ Miller does that all the time. His wife is so unimpressed with it, and he keeps trying. But he ought to try harder and get a belt from Big Time Belts, and he might actually impress her. So go to Facebook.com, look up Big Time Belts, and let us make your championship dreams come true. And we want to thank Big Time Belts for sponsoring our pod. So,
Mike, if we can switch gears a little bit, Palm Water and I have talked a little bit about this, but what do you think about all this Vince McMahon news that was flurrying around? What?
okay, I didn't know we were going to talk about this.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you and I talked a little bit.
last week and a little bit of negative.
Yeah,
No.
before we get started on this, let's tap dance around on it, because when you heard just a few details, it was one thing, but if you dig in and you read the whole thing, all the details over, I mean, it's shocking. and it's pretty disgusting. And
Well, let me rephrase my question. Do you think Triple H gave the appropriate response at the scrum after the Royal Rumble, knowing that a question was going to be asked?
Well, I think they should have told them, say, listen, anything related to Vince, don't ask. That's what they should have gone first. But he should have just said, listen, it's under investigation. We can't comment at this time. It should have ended at that.
I think he's taken a lot of unnecessary. I mean, he was in a bad spot. I guess they could have prepped him a little better just to say, hey guys, I can't talk about it. It's a bad, sad situation. I can't talk about it.
Right. Yeah,
And
I kind of thought either someone else should have done the scrum. I mean, but
I wouldn't have had one that night. I would have already known what was coming. I don't think it was necessary to advance a storyline. I'm not sure that it would have done any good, and they might have served themselves better just to have avoided it all the way.
I do like what Mike said, though. I mean, I don't want to take away the time from Bailey and Cody, who did win the Royal Rumble, to come out and talk and answer questions. But I do think they should have either said, don't ask, we're not answering, it's being investigated. I mean, I think, yes, he wants to focus on the positive. Well, we all do, but that's a load of negative that came out.
Well,
and
there was no point asking the talent about it at that press conference.
Yeah.
At some point, these internet reporters are just like asking a question so they can put it on their social to say, look what I asked.
Right.
And I mean, I guess if you're going to really call yourself a reporter, you got to ask the hard question.
Right.
But
I mean, they do get credentialed. So, I mean, it's not just like you and me can show up and say, well, we're the Pond Water Dave show, so we want to ask a question. They have to, I mean, so they can, WWE can let in who they want, who they don't want.
You say that, Amy, but I might.
I would love for you to.
I mean, some of those guys they let in there would be no reason not to let me in there. I'd damn sure be a hell of a lot more respectful.
What do you mean respectful? In the questioning?
Yeah. I mean.
Well, and I don't know what kind of site they're coming from. That might be do what
they don't care what. They just care to start shit. They do the same thing to Tony Khan too.
Sure.
They want Khan gets shit on as well because they pull this and he just says, "Hey, I can't talk about it." So then they just go back. Oh, he dodged the question about Jericho. They're just doing that to start shit.
Right, because you're right. Like, what kind of site? There are sites out there that, like you said, that's the goal is a clickbait and just get a top, get a title, get some words out there. How many of them would actually, like you said, were journalists? And I'm not putting them down because whatever website they work for, that's what they wanted. People look at car wrecks. People look at train wrecks. I don't know what they thought he was going to say, but I think, like you said, it was just kind of like that huge elephant in the room. And I mean, he had to have known he was going to get asked.
Well, I had a little fun last week on the show making fun of Vince. And I mean, this week, I just want to be, I don't know. I don't know if you, either one of y'all have actually read the whole thing. It's not something that, it's depressing. It's disgusting.
Do you really think that the talent is finding out the same time as everybody else? Like, they're not getting a heads up, as in the company that you work for? Do you not think
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, I would be afraid to talk about this content at work. It's
maybe not the
it's
content,
horrible. It's just a horrible situation that I hope has a resolution that's I mean, I had a strong opinion about, well, I'll go ahead and say it, that I had my doubts that this wasn't all about money.
Mhm.
And now I truly believe that he should have made the payments, because I I genuinely believe this woman's a victim. I do believe that. And
Well, and you know,
I feel horrible for her, and I feel horrible for Shane McMahon, and I feel horrible for Stephanie McMahon. I feel horrible for Linda McMahon, because they're having to hear all this about him. And I feel bad for their kids, because they're having to hear this about their grandpa. I mean, and they got to face their friends, and they go
well,
to
and
school, and you know how
yeah,
kids are.
um,
And then they got people that are close to them that might get some on them undeservedly.
well, and what about, you know, Nikki and Brie Bella and Sable and, their mother and different, like you said, it's just all the way around sucks. I'm just curious. I mean, I guess you can't know when Wall Street Journal or whoever is going to be putting out anything. It was just kind of shocking to think. Um,
Mike Bober wants to know, do you think that Kevin Dunn resigned because he knew that this was coming? Do you also think that this puts the Netflix deal in jeopardy? I think Kevin Dunn resigned because Vince was gone.
yeah,
I don't think he was. I don't know if he was going to play nice with the powers that be. I really don't know why Kevin Dunn left. I'm just assuming. I do not think it puts the Netflix deal in jeopardy, and I'm going to tell you why. Because Slim Jim said, we're not going to have any of this. We're going to suspend our sponsorship. Vince resigned from everything. Slim Jim said, okay, we're back.
right.
And so I don't think that. I think that Netflix knows. I think Netflix is dealing with TKO and Nick Khan and Ari.
Mhm.
I don't think that. I don't think that. I don't think this hurts with him out, and he's out. There's no McMahon. There's no McMahon employed by WWE.
Right.
None.
I think this was, I don't know if Eric Bischoff said this because I listened to him and Conrad talk. You know, there was a lot of money that was paid out over, 12, what is it, like 20, was it 20 million? I
Yeah,
don't know.
12 million.
And so what are the other,
I didn't know that J.J. Dillon had called him out in 2005 in his book.
I didn't either. But
Uh,
again, everybody thought she lied. Everybody just assumed that, she wasn't telling the truth, that she was just after money. Rita, what's her
the
last name?
referee.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember her name. I mean, there was smoke, there's fire, and if only half of what he's being accused of is true, then it's bad.
And you know
And
what's
I
really
apologize,
bad?
and I just felt dirty after reading it, and it's
Well,
just. I mean, I don't have the words, man.
the thing that's really bad is that in some way, a lot of people knew what he was doing was not good. A lot. But they chose to think, oh, they're both adults, or you know what I'm saying? Like that happens too often.
Yeah,
That there are
but
people.
everybody's acting like that. Everybody around knew every dirty detail. I
Well,
mean,
no, I don't know. I
I
don't think
mean,
that.
I think worst case is that everybody knew that Vince had side chicks.
Yes,
I mean,
definitely.
I think that's what it is, but I bet you nobody knew. There ain't no way you can't book the finish of a match. But if it was common knowledge that Vince had sex toys and he was naming them after WWE wrestlers, you don't think somebody would have leaked that by now?
But you know
I mean,
what
we
though?
learned it in a court document.
But his friends knew. There's no way that there were two Vince McMahons. There's no way that there is this Vince McMahon on paper that did all these things, that the other Vince McMahon was like this meek, mild, polite, like he said derogatory things, probably, and people just, that's Vince, or he's being goofy. Like those two people are the same. So I just don't believe that he didn't make derogatory remarks about people, or he didn't. People probably knew about his collection and just thought, that's whatever. That's Vince. He's also my boss.
Mm.
And he's also I just don't believe that people are just super shocked. We might be super shocked because what we're reading is just so, out of the realm of anything that we would know about. And
Well,
so I just think people probably just, he's the boss.
I'm
he
saying
runs
they
the
knew something.
company.
I don't think they knew the extent.
Oh no, I don't either. I don't either. I didn't mean it like that. I'm not saying that they didn't know the extent, but I definitely think that a lot of people knew that maybe he was, you know,
Yeah, I'm just,
I
I'm
don't
just,
know, and just chose not to do or did what they could, you know, with NDAs or money or
I'm
pat
just
them on the
saying,
back or
I'm just
whatever.
saying before we decide that everybody that Vince is friendly with knew what was going on, and so they're as guilty as he is. Well, if that's the case, then everybody that was friendly with Chris Benoit, we got to do something about them because they helped Chris kill his family. That's all I'm saying. If you're in that proximity, well, you had to have known that he was going to snap and kill his family. See how ridiculous that is? I'm not saying that people don't know that Vince was doing stuff. I'm saying that they don't know the extent to what Vince was doing.
No, I agree. And
Right.
I think that I think what's going to happen is that, I mean, you're right, there's going to be casualties. And that might be part of being Vince's, inner
There's either
circle.
going to be a huge settlement or we're going to learn a lot more.
Well, I
Well,
mean, I think you're going to see a lot of maybe some people being released of just, like I said, as a casualty of Vince McMahon. They may not have done
Oh
anything
yeah,
wrong, but
definitely.
they're just
Definitely.
in
I'm
that
hearing
inner
that
circle.
just what I've heard people say about Ari Emanuel.
Hmm.
And what was interesting to me is that his daughter works there
Right.
in a high position. And why would if he thought that was going on, he wouldn't have sent his daughter there?
Exactly.
He wouldn't have.
But
So
I think that, they're definitely going to, like you said, unfortunately, we're just going to be, I mean, we're just, we're going to end up seeing a lot of different people maybe in a different light
right.
because,
And I
that's
just
just, sorry.
so I
probably
mean,
be an Asia type settlement. It'll be you got to stay hush for the rest of your life. Nobody knows about the Punk stuff and everything. They'll settle out of court for millions and millions and millions, and there'll be a gag order on that. NDAs
right.
for life.
It's I wish I would have brought it up to I would have had some information to give y'all. There was a video of a 6-part video from an attorney that handles sexual assault cases
Hmm.
that broke all this down it's kind of like breaking the court documents down for dummies. She did a great job explaining it, and maybe I'll give it to y'all next week.
I think the biggest thing is the sex trafficking, correct?
Yes.
I mean, that's really, and I guarantee people think of sex trafficking, they think of kidnapping people and, carting them around the world or whatever. They don't think about loaning out somebody.
Oh,
Like,
and let me be very clear. Vince McMahon deserves every bad thing that's going to happen to him. I don't believe that he's in the right. I don't believe there's no way to babyface any of this. I'm not taking up for him. I think I don't have any sympathy for him. I think that, and I'm sorry that I'm not doing a better job articulating my feelings on this because I'm damn uncomfortable talking about it. And I'd really like to go on to another topic. I'm not trying to skirt it. I'm just saying I feel a
and his
lot
video
differently.
dropped.
I feel a lot differently from having sound bites last week when and I was really flippant about it to now. I wish I didn't know now what I didn't know then, because this is, pardon my language, this is fucked up.
Hmm.
I don't know a way to put it, man.
No, you're right.
It's and you know, So I'm not fussing or at you, and I'm not ducking it. It's just, I mean, this is just it's so evil, so evil.
Exactly. I mean, like you said, you hate to think that there's that kind of evil in the world, especially about something or someone that you held in high regard in what they've done for the wrestling business, and you've watched them. When he was an announcer and different things. Like the whole thing does suck. I mean, it really sucks for everybody. And the victims that um, wherever they are and however they dealt with things, I mean, it's just a very sad situation. And
It's one of those situations where I wanted to clean my eyes with bleach after reading the document, is what Allison Faye said. And it made me feel, I've described it sometimes that you get this feeling in your gut like an egg broke inside of you. And that's the sick kind of feeling. And it takes a lot it takes a lot to shock me. And I got all in my feels about it. So let's move on to Monday Night Raw and Cody Rhodes. And we talked about Cody and Seth. So let's talk about Bailey.
Okay.
Let's talk about Bailey. We didn't expect Nia Jax to jump on Rhea with so much authority. I can't remember a time that Rhea's been manhandled that way. So what do we think? Do we think that you think Bailey's gonna pick Rhea? Or do you think that it's gonna change for damage control? I mean, what do we see happening? Do we see anything going to the Elimination Chamber?
Mike, what are you thinking?
I don't think that damage control is going to turn on her because they don't want her going after Io Sky. So I think they're going to be all kiss ass to her. But it also looks like Rhea is just, it's going to be tougher for Bailey to beat Rhea when she can beat Sky pretty easy. So I don't know. I mean, there's going to be a lot of tease. I think we won't know the truth on that one until Mania gets closer. Elimination Chamber may get some more answers.
Do we think that Rhea's going to defend in the Elimination Chamber since it's going to be in Australia and she's from Australia? And do we think that Nia Jax is going to be in that cage?
Yeah, I think so. 6 people, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out who we're going to put in that cage with her.
All those ladies that were sitting out there: Bianca, Becky, Liv Morgan, Trish Stratton, Tiffany Stratton.
Not Tiffany.
Huh?
Tiffany won't still NXT.
I'm just thinking about all those people that were sitting out, when Bailey won. Maybe, I don't know about Jade. Thought.
Maybe throw Naomi in there.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a good one.
It'd be interesting.
Friday.
It's an interesting time in WWE because their roster is so stacked. It's so incredibly stacked right now that used to it was just so obvious on paper. But even with Seth, him going after Cody was unexpected. I mean, because we all kind of knew that Cody was going for Roman, Punk was going to go for Seth.
Right.
But then we also had Gunther telling him, I hope that I'm going to win the Rumble and I'm coming for you. So there was the possibility of Gunther going after Seth. It's just, and it all works. It all works. Losing Punk wasn't a big deal. I mean, to Punk, it was a big deal. Maybe, see, I'd have had Damian Priest go out last week when Seth came out to talk about being hurt. I'd had Damian Priest come out there. annihilate him, cash in, and take the title off of Seth. Because if Seth's hurt, I think it's irresponsible to keep him around for WrestleMania and take a chance on that you're going to hurt him worse. Unless it's a situation that he's going to have surgery anyway and he can't hurt it any worse than it already is. But why risk it? Because you don't have to.
How long has he had it? How long has he had the Money in the Bank briefcase?
Almost a year.
Something.
I agree with
I
you,
think
Lance.
May or June would be a year.
So, okay. So we're coming up on, I mean,
It's got an expiration date on it, doesn't it?
yeah, isn't it a year?
I thought
Here.
before the next Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
Right.
But I would be for, at this point, if you want somebody to come out of this whole thing strong, I think the move is Cody beating Seth, Cody beating Roman. Then you got the champion, bam, and then when everybody starts coming back, maybe you can separate them again and make
Would
Cody.
you unify the belts then? Would you unify the belts or would you keep it? Because again, you have
I would unify.
going.
If it was up to me, we'd have one champion that goes to both shows, one tag team champions that go to both shows.
Mm-hmm.
I'd unify the Intercontinental, or you could keep the Intercontinental United States separate if you wanted to. But I don't see the problem with champion going back and forth. I think if you're going to be the champion, you're the champion. You're the face of the whole damn company,
right?
Not the Netflix champion and the Fox champion and the USA champion. And I just, to me, that's me, and I understand that that's never going to be, that's never going to be that way. But to me, it's that would be at this point with while you get your people healthy again. Maybe Cody finishes his story in an extremely big way. And I know that everybody's thinking, wow, boy, look at Dave. Dave is all up Cody's ass now. I saw Cody live and I changed my opinion of him. I didn't see it on television. I saw it in person, and there's something to him. I hadn't seen Cody in person since I saw him in WrestleMania, and
so basically, you are admitting you are the doubting Thomas of the apostles. You had to see it. You had to touch it. You couldn't believe what we were telling you about the greatness of Cody.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't. Hey, and I still hadn't changed my opinion that I think he'd be a much better heel than he is a face. But I also truly in my heart of hearts believe that he is in he will be in the John Cena spot.
That's what I was saying. Fish and things like that.
With
the cover of the match, the video game.
Oh, definitely.
But he's Homelander. He is so Homelander. And it's not a bad thing that I'm saying that about him. I love him as a heel. It's so, but being the super good guy, and then being y'all, if you've watched The Boys, you know how Homelander is, and he wears Homelander gear.
Right.
It's just so natural. But after seeing him, man, that guy's special. He's a special athlete. He's a special person. And
see, I do not want him to be a heel because
he's not going to be, and I want him to be. I want him to be a dual champion, and I want him to be. That's to me. That's or. But the way they've set it up is that Cody could go to Seth and The Rock could go to Roman, because there might have been something to that the Hollywood Championship comment that Seth made.
True.
But I know I'm tired of seeing Roman lose title the same way every time. I mean, I'm just tired. I mean, and I'm a Ric Flair fan, but the Horsemen at least changed it up occasionally. The finishes were different. Jesus.
But like you said, Rick was out there defending 200, 300 times a year. So you knew the Horsemen weren't saving them every time. So, I mean, like you said, it. I
mean, I'd like to just at this point have Roman say, when instead of getting aggravated, fix this, wise man. Well, here, Roman, you're going to be in a fatal 4-way. Well, I don't like it. Well, it's no disqualification. That means we can send everybody down there and kick everybody's ass, and you're still going to keep the title. That's a good call. I mean, just admit it up front, Y'all know how we're going to finish this, and that's what I find annoying. Why don't we move on and play some Royal Rumble trivia?
Oh yeah, forgot all about that.
I think Mike might be pretty good at this.
Lord, I hope I can find it.
I've got it on the screen right here.
Yeah, but I got to remember I got to remember the answers. All righty. So let me tell you what we did. I asked Dave and I asked Justin for a number, and Dave had given me 12 and Justin had given me 20. So this 2007 is the 20th Royal Rumble. So that's how I decided which one I was going to look at. So you might see the number 20 more frequent. How many matches, including the Royal Rumble and dark matches, were on the card for 2007 Royal Rumble? And I'm going to look for my answers. Was it 5, 6, 7, or 8?
In 2007,
2007.
I'm going to say it was 5.
Going with 7.
And what is the answer?
Oh, because there was only
producer?
one Rumble match. One Rumble match instead of 2. Yeah.
I don't know if she has the
Terry-
answer. Shit. Sorry.
Man, I ain't even posting this episode. It's going to live on YouTube.
I think that's probably best. Oh my gosh. Hold on.
We have killed our momentum tonight.
Oh, I agree.
I blame Justin. I blame Justin because Justin's not here.
I think we should because he's messed up everything. Well, blame me for trying to clean my office up.
Stephanie says that the correct answer is 6.
It is 6.
So Terry Weaver and
Nobody
Allison,
picked 6, did they?
me and
This is horrible.
all right. I'm hoping that the producer of this show has the answer to all of them.
She does. Because
All
when
right,
I send it to her,
let's
I
keep going.
highlight it. When I send it to her, I highlight the answer.
Okay.
How many men stayed in the Royal Rumble less than 20 minutes? Is it 22, 24, 26, or 28? How many men stayed less than 20
And this is
minutes?
in the 2007?
This is the 2000. All these questions are about the 2007. I'm sorry.
All right. I'm going to go 22.
24.
Stephanie?
24 is the correct answer.
Woohoo! Good job. Good job.
Man, T Weaver 0-2. I mean, I'm 0-2. T Weaver's not. He's 1-1.
Who was the 20th entrant into the Royal Rumble? Was it Christopher Masters, Hardcore Holly, Viscera, or Johnny Nitro? Damn it, I had good.
Viscera.
I agree.
It
20 is a
was
good spot for Big Vis.
Johnny
But it was Johnny Nitro.
Johnny Nitro.
Had the
Nobody
word
guessed that
had the
one.
word parkour been invented in 2007?
Yes.
Who eliminated the 20 entrant Johnny Nitro?
Who was
Edge.
it? Was it Benoit, Edge?
We can't talk about Benoit. I read that on the internet. It was Chris Benoit.
That's why I
Oh.
had to be. But that is correct, right? It is Chris Benoit.
Yes.
I would not have put him on there if it hadn't been for that. Blame Justin. He picked 20. What was I supposed to do, right?
I got you.
What's the next question? How many people did it take to eliminate Viscera? 6, 7, 8, or 9?
8.
I'm going to go 7 just to be different. But it's 9.
Man,
Dude.
9 people.
He's a big old guy.
He is a big one. Yes, we're going to have to really talk about Justin. He's messed this whole night up.
He's got a basketball Jones. A basketball Jones.
What match on the Royal Rumble card lasted longer than 20 minutes? Was it Cena versus Umaga, the Hardy Boys versus the NMN? Of course, now I can't remember what that stands for. Mercury. Who was?
It was Eminem,
Yeah, it was
Mercury, Nitro, and Melina.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, my bad. Bobby Lashley and Test. That's Justin's fault. And Batista versus.
Hang on, Mike. We went to this Royal Rumble, didn't we?
Is this
This
the one
Royal
we
Rumble
went?
was in San Antonio.
I think it
Holy
was.
shit! We were because I was by Sandman when he came out up in the stands. I was on TV.
I was in the front row.
Well, why are
Yeah,
you
we
not
should-
getting these questions?
I don't even remember who won the damn thing that year.
We're 6 questions
I was
in,
there.
and you just figured out you were there.
I was there.
I was there.
Sunday, January 28th, 2007.
That was my birthday.
At the AT&T Center in San Antonio. It was your
Yes.
birthday, Mike?
I
Yeah,
was
we
yeah
went.
because
And then we went down on the Riverwalk and we went down on the
Mexican food.
Riverwalk after and had Mexican food after the matches were over.
Well, which one lasted longer than 20 minutes?
John Cena and Umaga.
You know what? I'm going with that one because I remember they brought it to the outside and used the announcer's table, and I remember that one going long. I think I'll go with that one.
Yeah, the ropes broke.
Stephanie?
A is correct.
Yeah, you're right. It was.
Yeah, the
John
ropes
Cena
broke,
and Umaga.
Bobby Lashley, when he beat Test, he rolled out of the ring, and there was a little boy sitting next to me that had a sign that said, "Today's my birthday."
Oh,
It wasn't Paige. He wasn't sitting next to me. But this little boy had a sign, and Bobby Lashley sold over. He sold over to the guardrail and told the little boy happy birthday.
oh.
And I've always had a spot for Bobby Lashley, seeing him going out of his way for that kid after a hard match. And I mean, he was selling while he was telling him happy birthday.
Right. Definitely. Next question. I don't think is there another question?
There's 9 of them.
What number did the winner, The Undertaker, draw for this Royal Rumble? What number was he? 1, 15, 25, 30.
I'm gonna go 25.
25 sounds about right.
30.
It was 30.
I knew he was
cannot-
late.
I can't even remember that he won it.
He did win it.
But
All I remember about that night is Bobby Lashley doing that, and that the ropes broke with Undertaker and Umaga.
Nope, he won it. He came in
I
as
think
number 30.
he was in the finals versus him at the very end.
It's not impossible, Mike. Mike Bober says Dave was drunk that night.
Lord help.
It's not impossible, probably unlikely.
me. Number 8. What do these 4 men have in common in relation to this Royal Rumble? This is a fill in the blank. Benoit, Undertaker, Kane, and King Booker. These 4 men have something in common in relation to the Royal Rumble match. This particular one.
Has King Booker ever killed anything?
Yeah, he went to jail, didn't he? Was he?
He didn't
was
kill
in jail
anybody,
too?
though.
Thief, though.
Oh.
He stole from robbed a Wendy's, I think.
Okay.
So no, that's
2
not
are
that's
felons,
not
2 are
that's
not.
not what they have in common then.
It has to do with the Royal Rumble match, not outside of the Royal Rumble.
They eliminated the same number of people?
Ding, 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 ding. That is correct, Mike.
Okay, cool.
How many is it, Stephanie?
3. They all
They-
eliminated 3 people.
They
Terry
all
Weaver had already
eliminated-
said it. Terry Weaver was all over that.
Terry Weaver is cheating. He's looking stuff up.
You know he is.
Well, this is a shit show, so I don't blame him, right? Look it all up. Who in the Royal Rumble had the most eliminations? Y'all, Terry, quit guessing. Oh, complete guess. Sure, Terry. Sure. Who in this Royal Rumble had the most eliminations, which was 7? Hardcore Holly, Chris Masters, The Great Khali, or Viscera?
I'm going to say Khali because they're pushing him pretty hard in 2007.
Yeah.
That is correct.
I am correct.
Yay! Let's all go to bed and forget this.
Viscera
night
had the
happened.
most eliminations after catering.
Gross. Ugh. Did you hear what I said? Let's just all go to bed and forget this night ever happened. And that is
That's trivia.
what happens when you are not prepared, and that is my fault, and I apologize. Because it's not like they sprung trivia on me. We do it every week, and I write it. So, oh, help me.
At least the producer was on top of things.
Thank God for the producer. She's 2 things. It was not Natalia. It was Naya Jax. And she got me out of the gutter, out of the trivia. Thank
Yeah,
you very
she-
much,
she-
producer.
The love of my life. The love of my life went out way out of her way to prove me wrong, prove I was wrong.
She stands for justice, and right. I mean, she just wants it. Just you
Yeah.
know, it was incorrect, and it just needed to be corrected. She would have done it if it was me. You know,
Yeah.
she would have said if I had said it wrong, she would have showed the proof. I'm sure of it.
Well, later on tonight, when we're in bed, it's just us. I'm going to give her a Dutch oven.
Oh God, that is disgusting. How how quaint of you.
Who we got next week?
Who we got? We got the man who slapped the shit out of you. Gave you a chop. Chopped the shit out of you, I should say. Angel Camacho is next week.
Next week,
Yes, on the
former
6th.
Southern heavyweight champion,
Yes.
the Puerto Rican juggernaut,
Who,
one member of Southern royalty and the Camacho family.
I cannot wait to talk to him about all the family members that wrestle and how all that came about, and how, I just think that's fascinating when you have
Shout out to
Not-
Emmy. Emmy appeared on Ring of Honor. Emmy got to work Ring of Honor.
awesome. But I mean, yeah, it's not just a brother, or it's a sister, and I mean, it's everybody. It's going to
There's a
be a
bunch of 'em.
great interview. And then the week after that, on the 13th, right before Valentine's Day, we're going to have one half of the tag team champions at Primetime Wrestling, Bad Company, Adam Jacobs. I'm very excited to talk to him again. He was who I managed at Top Guy Tussle. Him and darn it, I had his name. Adam Collis. I think that was his name. Because I think their both names were Adam. But anyway, I got to be their manager, and it was super fun. But Adam's doing some great things. Like I said, he's a tag team champion. So,
Just to bring it back around and let Mike know what was going on. The Top Guy Tussle.
yes.
When they went to Huntsville, Alabama last year for Top Guy Weekend from Ad Free Shows, they put together a booking meeting, Mike, that had Jeff Jarrett, David Crockett, Kevin Sullivan, Ricky Morton, Eric Bischoff, and
Dave Crockett.
I said Dave Crockett.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry.
Anyway, they had a booking meeting, and they let the top guys see how, and they put together this card, and everybody did the matches and decided who was going to win, and then they showed them how they were putting the matches together. I mean, they pulled the curtain completely back and
Mhm.
let some people, like me and we did like a referee. We did the referee. We showed Terry how to referee, and Amy got to manage, and we had a ring announcer, and one of the girls got to sing national anthem, and it was, it was just a good. I mean, everybody got to participate. And the day before, Dr. Tom came in, and they got to get in the ring and learn how to do a few things in the ring.
Before I got in the ring.
So it was a pretty neat experience for them. And Amy did a really good job.
I had a great time.
Gave zero fucks though about the referee seeing her cheek. she buried me. I still got dirt on my neck. She buried me bad.
Whatever.
And then wants to give me a hard time about the brass knuckles.
That's your job. My job as a manager is to do whatever.
To not be seen choking them in front of me.
Well, turn around and look like you did when the guy had the brass knuckles in his knee pads. Like, what the heck? Come on now.
Oh. Mike, what's going on interesting with you? Anything good coming up?
No.
Got any poker tournaments coming up?
No, I played a big one in Dallas last weekend, but didn't make it to the next day. Just head off, Now I get two new managers at work, and then one of them hurts his shoulder, the other one can't come in. It's like I finally have a light week, and I end up working harder than I normally work. It's right now. Of course, today was in the mid 70s, so this is our busy time of year because it's so cold. It's not that cold right now, but we're doing massive sales all the way through spring break, so it's our busy time of year.
Well,
what is it that you sell again, Mike?
General manager of Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, but you're wearing a Bucky shirt? Is that allowed?
That's a Christmas Bucky shirt.
I feel like they're in competition.
Bucky's a gas station, not a kid's pizza joint.
Right.
Bucky's is quite entertaining, right? I mean, from what I understand, I've never gotten to go. I want to go to a Bucky's. I love that.
And you need a shopping cart.
No kidding. I love that. You manage Chuck E. Cheese.
Free pizza and video games, though. That's fun.
Heck yeah. You get tokens. You give out tokens to people you like. Jeez.
Everything's cards now. So everything's on the game. No tickets, no tokens. Nice and easy.
True. Makes it easy. That doesn't make it. It is not fun. Oh well.
Now they're putting trampolines in.
There's a picture of Mike at work.
I love it. Well, hey, as the manager, you do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
That's a picture. Actually, I'm gonna tell you. I'll pull the curtain back behind this picture. I'm showing them a picture of Chuck E. Cheese shooting a finger.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not.
That my stepson Christopher used to work at Chuck E. Cheese, and he used to do the birthday parties, and he sent me that picture one time.
Which one did he work at, Dave?
One in Rockwall, Texas.
Okay.
Those kids loved it when they got to be Chucky for those birthday parties.
Some people totally enjoy it.
Did you say they're putting trampolines in now?
Yeah, and about 80 of the stores right now, they have a trampoline zone, jump park. 52 inches is the limit. So anything under 52 inches. It's popular.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, we have a jump zone. I mean, like you said, the trampoline park. I mean, that's a great way to burn some energy. Let your kids go bounce around for a while.
I've taken the grandkids to the trampoline park, and I recognized the first 10 minutes in that this is not a good idea, and I went and sat in the parents' lounge.
Oh, you were jumping?
Briefly.
Or were you bouncing where the kids were jumping and you just kind of, how you...
No, I tried, and then I was like, I tried to do the jumping off the side trampolines where they angled, and I did that, and I was like, this is not a good idea.
That's wise of you. Oh, wise man. I'm glad you made that decision.
Yeah. Sitting up there, they have those recliners that you can put, they got little massage chairs and stuff, and much better.
For when you pull something, when you try to jump for 5 minutes.
I was thinking, I'm
Oh.
fixing to go out here. I'm going to jump up in there. I'm going to hit that side over there, and I'm going to do a little Fernum Schnavitz and this, that, and the other, and
Oh,
no,
man.
no, it's when my ass goes up over my head, it's bad things happen. Bad things happen indeed.
See, that's not for me because I'd be grabbing a kid and trying to give Canadian destroyers to kids and stuff like that.
In the costume, that could be impressive. That
They-
might, some people might want that, you know, be like, come
They-
get your Canadian destroyer by Chuck E. Cheese.
They've opened a new one here called Urban Air, and it's got some like Ninja Warrior type setups in there, and
Mhm.
We got one of those here.
I'm thinking, nah. I just know my limitations.
Good. That is good. Know
I'm
your
not willing to pay
limitations.
the price, Daddy. So anyway, if y'all would, we promise that we won't be this bad again. If y'all just go to youtube.com and subscribe to our channel, we go pwdpod.com. That'll take you to our YouTube channel. Click that, click the subscribe button. Leave us a comment. Leave us an ugly comment if you want to, just as long as you
it's
subscribe.
true. Oh,
I mean, help us out, y'all. I mean, I'm going to level with you. I'm going to tell you what the deal is. We need 1,000 subscribers. We need 1,000 subscribers. So we're not trying to get rich over. We're not trying to get rich over here, but we'd like to cover some expenses, and maybe we get a commercial. Would y'all like to hear Amy plug Blue Chew? I mean,
No.
think about that. I mean, we need some help. So if you would share our content, ask them to help. I mean, we're begging for subscribers, begging. I'm not above begging. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, you can get us on Apple, you can get us on Spotify, you can get us on iHeart. Like and subscribe, give us a 5-star review. If you're, you ain't like you ain't never lied before. Do it. Help us out. And if you want to look, I mean, look at this. JD Hoop. He designs for us and Cody. Our good friend Everett. Look at him. And that comes
he
in
looks
red.
good in it.
Looking good, Everett. Everett's looking good in his Talking Wrestling with Palm Water Dave hoodie. And you can get all your stuff at jumpinthepond.com. So until next week, we want to thank our guest, Mike Page, for popping on last minute with us. Mike, it's good talking to you. It's good seeing you. Thankfully, you showed up and Russ didn't.
Okay, he's a bitch.
He is a bitch. Russ is a bitch. Russ is a bitch ought to be a shirt at jumpinthepond.com.
I'd wear it. I'd buy one.
If we do that, I'll send you one. But thank you for joining us, Mike. You'll have to come back again.
Definitely.
We can't thank you enough for joining us tonight. Russ is Tep's bitch.
Fact.
For Mike Page, for Amy Vaughn, the First Lady of the Arn Anderson Fan Club, I'm Palm Water Dave, and we want to thank you for joining us tonight, and we will see you next week.